Hello raid class, this is that Yi guy here with a video for the T15 Elder fight and the T17 Shaper fight for RF Berserker in 3.1. And let's do it. Absence of value and meaning. That's dark. It's real dark. Let's do this. Charge in. Go right up. He doesn't do anything particularly damaging in this phase. Okay. Just gonna stay in the middle. Oh, no. Yeah. You wanna get behind him during that phase. He's gonna reap and siphon a lot of life during that phase. Oh, try to dodge the tentacles. Just don't stay still, as the tentacle tend to spring out below you. Oh, Shaper comes, slams, frees you. So during this phase, whenever you get tangled, Shaper comes and helps you out. Oh gosh, that slam! I should have dodged it. That was terrible. No, don't do what I do. Don't get hit by this. Alright, now this phase is the part where Shaper tries to make sure Elder stays shackled. So the most important thing is not necessarily to kill portals, but rather to protect the Shaper. See how he's channeling right now? So I'll explain why he's doing this as the fight goes on. So you want to go alternate, just if you see some enemy killing the Shaper, focus them first. So right now I'm just alternating between the portals, making sure that Shaper stays alive. They're shooting me for the most part. That's good. So if you're having trouble this part with your DPS not being able to clear all of the enemies before they kill Shaper, you could also put out totems, the taunt totem, to draw more fire from the Shaper. Because the most important thing is to just keep him alive, because all the portals and everything will die anyways between phases, so it doesn't really matter if you kill them all or not, as long as the Shaper stays alive. So you will spam the taunt totem on the side you're not currently already engaging, and just I'm gonna go ahead and kill this portal. Just to make things a little bit easier. Now Shaper is gonna go to the top, and yeah, now there's 4 portals. So if you're gonna place the totem, place them between 2 portals. Like for example, right where I'm standing. If you were gonna be on the other side, vice versa. I'm just gonna go around. I have enough DPS right now to kill these enemies. Just make sure Shaper doesn't die. Alright, so what happens is that Shaper successfully completed his ritual, and that allows the Elder to be shackled in place. So if Shaper was allowed to be killed in the earlier phase, this phase would be much more difficult. Notice how Elder is completely chained up right now. I'm literally just standing in place and burning him. Yeah, that's because the Shaper stayed alive. So that's all. So what happens if the Shaper gets killed? So remember the first phase before Shaper appears to begin channeling. So this phase right now would have been a mirror copy of the first phase, but with much more difficult stuff going on. So right now you want to jump to Zana, because if you don't, you will die. So yeah, that's something to watch out for. So that is the tier 15 Elder fight with RF Berserker. It is much easier than with some other builds, because we're able to tank most of the stuff. Alright, time for a Shaper run.
I see you,
Let's see what Guardians we get this time for the Shaper. Mobile is pretty easy. For Righteous Fire, you just keep shield charging into him. Pop Blast as needed, but War Crying should sustain you quite well. And yeah, just goes down in no time. Yeah, nothing good.
Turn back, trespasser. Seize this man.
Another straightforward fight. Not really dangerous.
You tamper with things you do not understand.
Alright, for this one, it's gonna be Dominus, and it is very important to dodge his overhead slam, the Touch of God, because that does a lot of damage.
Die in awe.
Oh, yeah, ooh, that was close. It's kind of ridiculous how he finished the animation even though he was dead at the point. And we wait a million hours for the demonic form to spawn. Whoa, Sephiroth. Cool.
Thanklessness will not go unpunished. This is your final warning. This is the crucible, the nexus of nothingness, and equilibrium of the end.
Yep.
They're coming through.
For the orb, I try to lure them as far from the center as possible before popping it. That way, during the bullet hell phase, it won't be in the middle driving you out. And that's especially important if the fight lasts longer. Say if you have less DPS than I do on Righteous Fire, definitely be more vigilant about it because you don't want to be have the ground covered in the orb in really unfortunate spots. So first phase is relatively easy where you bursted him down. Now this part we just speed through. There's no point stopping to kill everything because it gives EXP but no drops. So as long as we go through, we'll fill all the flasks that are needed anyways. So uncrate it, definitely dodge the overhead slam, but other than that, just take it slow. Warcry, constantly. Dodge the slam, stay behind him, and just tank whatever magma ball he throws out. And yeah, I'm just gonna take my time and burn him to death. And proc elemental overload when I get the opportunity to. There you go, calling strike.
Behold, the face
Now for the
of your
phase 2.
unmaking.
Father, it's me. Let me help you.
Also, Zana got a new voice acting line. That particular one is obviously different. Fun fact. So, oh gosh, it's laser. Yeah, we have quite a bit of window to dodge out of the way because the build is so tanky, but definitely do not tank the beam for too long. Oh, for this one situation, you want to pop it at the very edge. Notice how I lured it to the left side so that it doesn't cover the center. Because if that ball covers the center, you're gonna have a really bad time next time the bullet phase comes. Oh, I'm gonna take my time, lure it to the side. There you go. That's less of an issue. Yeah, luring and placing these off to the side is especially important if the fight goes longer. So I always try to keep vigilant and do it. It's not as much as an issue now with my current DPS, but I wanted to do it for demonstration purposes. So I'm gonna drop a totem. He's gonna tell. Ah, there is Shaper. I like to drop a Shaper totem just because he auto targets, and if a Shaper goes from the bottom of the screen, I know exactly where he is, just because the totem points to him. I'm gonna pop it away from Shaper so that I can damage him. And the second phase is done.
Insignificant.
The good thing about Righteous Fire doing Shaper is that while this build does not have the highest DPS, we do have a lot of margin for error, because it takes an extra half a second for the HP to be fully depleted, which gives you the time to shield charge away. Definitely use shield charge and get really familiar with its use, because it's a fantastic movement skill and it's going to help you a lot in the long run. So for the second uncreated, I usually do something different. So notice how he's shotgunning right now, and that's a lot of projectiles. If you're standing right next to him, it becomes an issue. So you could strafe back and forth, but I personally like switching to the increased AoE. That way I can stay a little bit further from him. I'm gonna dodge a slam. I know this will make the long run last a couple seconds longer, but it's not a big deal, and this will allow the fight to be much safer. Yeah, see, that hit me, but I wasn't gonna die just because I was just far enough to dodge most of the overlap. Yeah, I just got hit by the slam there, but don't get hit by the slam. Don't do what I do. Yeah. Yeah, once the shotgunning is over, you can go in for the damage. So yeah, that's cool. It was slightly messy, a little bit hairy at times, but it's done.
The end is the beginning. It must be perfect.
Switching back to Conk effect.
Father, it's me.
Everything short of perfection is irrelevant.
To put out as much DPS as possible. Yeah. As soon as I see him appear next to me, I blink out of the way. Well, charge out of the way.
To me, exile.
Alright, blue health phase. Oh, I want to pop it as soon as possible since I have time. But once the burst starts out, don't do anything cute. If the boss chases you to the center, just run around in a circle and don't let it pop. That was unfortunate placement of that pool over there. Yeah, it's a pop both. So this is the chance to burst him down as much as possible. And there you go. And I got a flask. That was rather lucky. So that is a Shaper run. So all the mechanics I went over. The slam does a lot of damage. If you have a decent amount of health, you can tank it, but it still does way too much damage. So I would say dodge it if you can. If not, pop your Basalt Flask, all your mitigation flasks, barely in time. And then if you do end up tanking it, don't panic and run away. That is also a good phase to burst him down. So proc your elemental overload and try to do as much damage as possible, because right after the slam he stays still. So do that, and then make sure to keep all the moving orbs towards you relatively away from the center. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the Shaper fight. So thank you so much for watching. Hopefully this helps, and I wish you luck in your own Shaper hunts, and hopefully you get all the flasks and swords. So that you guy out. Have a good day.